The show may have been 3+ hours long, but tell you what, we got plenty of outdoors magazines ready to go to discuss Monday Night Raw right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, that's right. This track.
Break his head so I can write monument. That's fire right there. See, that's my choice right there, Johnny Quasto.
It's a good call.
Dude.
Good call.
So good. Man, after all these years, that track is still as tight as could be. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Raw After Show at AfterBuzz TV. We got a full squad in here right now. Plenty to talk about.
Yep.
We're going to go over the top stories that did happen on Raw and in general in the WWE. Johnny the Quasto here with you at Jay Quasto on all social medias. The man to my left, he is America's chocolate sweetheart. I messed that up last week. Follow him at Evan T. Mac.
Yeah.
He's Pennsylvania's own Evan T. Mac.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Nothing.
Birthday coming up soon, I see.
Stop.
Yeah, little birthday boy tomorrow.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yeah.
Never thought I'd hear Robert Bain sing Happy Birthday to me.
Does it sound better when I sing it, or is it just that much more threatening?
It was hauntingly beautiful.
It might just be your last birthday if Robert Baines is singing you Happy Birthday.
I'm going to have a nightmare.
I like it.
I'm going to have a nightmare of a weird mask.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And then whatever liquid it is.
Good to see you, brother, though. Back in action.
Yeah, finally. I've been busy, been on the road.
Well, if I can bring this man back to the stage, you see him every week on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, literally destroying people. He's a former Hollywood Heritage champion as a previous individual. But this week, you'll be able to catch him on WWE NXT. Yeah, the after show and the actual show, which he can tell you about. I'll follow him at Baines Destroy. He's Robert Baines.
Yeah, this week on NXT, I actually had the opportunity to wrestle Mustache Mountain in a match, actually, at NXT in Florida, Full Sail University.
Congrats.
It was a great opportunity, and I'd love to talk about that more on Wednesday, right after actual NXT airs, 6 p.m. That is Pacific Standard Time.
That's great news, man. Congratulations on that. Long time coming. And you've been destroying people in Championship Wrestling.
Yeah,
It's,
Arizona, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Arizona this weekend, actually. Saturday we're filming another episode out there in Mesa, Arizona, and I'll be happy to destroy absolutely anybody that steps across from me, especially the Arizona State champion, Gino.
Yeah, it's been interesting to call, I'll tell you that much.
I'm messing with him right now.
Not one person who's set foot in the ring has left conscious, so
No.
there's been that.
Yay! Yay me!
And special guest on the show, he's the host of the AfterBuzz pay-per-view panels, and he's been a long time host here, and also training to be a wrestler as well. Follow him at G Hermosa. He's George Hermosa.
I really hope I don't wrestle you soon.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't even had like a regular match yet, but you're a lot
You're a regular
serious dude.
You're regular wrestling pro wrestling. You might actually have an opportunity to wrestle a hobo. The hobo is
Well, hopefully Hobo and not Robert Baines, apparently. I don't want to get destroyed.
Hobo's a lot more fun. He'll still hit you just as hard.
Alrighty.
I promise you that much.
Alrighty.
I haven't seen Hobo in quite some time, so I thought he was gone.
You
for
gotta
good.
come down to Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
I do my best. I do my best to stay on the
It's going to be right down the road, too, in Burbank, California.
No, North Hollywood, technically. It's right just on that side of the line.
Oh, it's still? Okay.
Oh, good to know, because it was
Just on that
really
border.
far away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I'm already getting roasted in chat roll.
Yeah, happy birthday. He's fired up.
Thank you, Tina Keys, for saying Johnny's another year older and still can't grow facial hair. Yeah, that's
That baby face right there, you know what I'm saying? That smooth skin right there.
Thank
man.
you, Tony V. Tony. I appreciate you.
What you moisturize with, Johnny? Let the people know. What you
I use
moisturize
two
with?
different moisturizers, a daytime and a nighttime.
Oh, damn.
Couldn't tell you the brand. I forget. But
You can't-
That's age setting in.
I'm the kind of guy, I got to take a photo of it now and like take the photo to the place. Like, I need this one. That's where I'm at. So let's get into it. Raw was, it was Raw. It wasn't quite as eventful as last week with the whole announcement of Evolution. So we're just going to go down the top stories that we think people are going to talk about most from this episode per se. Number one, bam, Brock Lesnar all over the episode. Granted, he didn't really do much until he F5'd Kurt Angle. But he did read a lot of magazines. I was impressed at how fast he ran through those magazines.
He was acting too, though. He had a
loved
couple
it.
scenes, showing some of them chops.
So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Baines.
Yeah.
Overall, Brock Lesnar tonight with Paul Heyman, there was a dichotomy in that relationship we've never quite seen like that before. And you can just, Brock was waiting to get paid, and he was reading his magazines, and he doesn't watch the show. There's a lot going on tonight with him.
There's a lot of questions as to why Brock Lesnar would wait till the end of the show, and I think they were waiting to give him the pay for the appearance until after the show. You don't get that PO until after the show. That's a rule in wrestling.
Yeah, the pay window.
He had to stay to the very end, and you know what? He was just sick and tired of waiting. He's like, I'm here. I don't want to go out, but I'm here. I've fulfilled my contractual obligation. That's it. I've had it. Everybody's getting an F5. Everybody's getting it tonight. I've had it.
Well said.
Full of piss and vinegar.
Here's my question. I know what he's getting paid per appearance. I don't think that's the kind of money you could just, I guess you could write a big old check at the end of the show. It's not going to be
usually
cash.
an envelope, right, with your name on it. Just says Bork, and they hand it to him at the end.
Can you put $125,000 in an envelope?
Sure.
Yeah, a thick manila envelope. One of them.
Right.
Yeah, one of them sturdy manilas from Office Depot.
Yeah. Manila Monsoon.
I can just see someone trying to lick that envelope like, $125,000. So, man, from start to finish, George, what do you think as far as what's going on with Heyman and Lesnar? Are we...
The Heyman aspect is more interesting to me just because the whole Roman Reigns coming out in the beginning, I feel like we saw this already right before WrestleMania. Like, there's nothing different about that specific build-up to Mania as opposed to this specific build-up to SummerSlam, with the exception of that whole weird kind of Lesnar-Heyman kind of, hoopla, I guess you can say. But it would have been nice to see something different. It's all the same. I feel like Roman, as great as I think Roman is, trust me, I love Roman Reigns, but I just feel like he already had this promo right before Mania.
Heyman said it himself. This is the definition of insanity. We keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's driving me to a straitjacket. I don't think I can take much more of this.
Almost fired up the guy.
As far as what Roman is doing?
Right, and I mean, he called Brock Lesnar a bitch like it was the first time he'd ever called him a bitch before. It ain't the first time. I knew it was coming. The writing's on the wall. I'm tired. I'm tired.
The crowd liked it though when he said that. They went bad. They went crazy when he said that.
If it meant something, it would mean something to me.
Absolutely.
And he's right. He called Lesnar the same exact thing. Not even 4 months ago, I think it was.
Yeah, what bothers me because Roman's in a groove right now, man. Like this version of Roman I like, but it's one of those things like did they build him up too fast? And then there's like kind of like Roman fatigue because he's in a groove right now.
That's a whole other podcast.
I know, but I'm like, but I'm like, man, I'm loving him right now. You know what I mean? And just he took his lumps. I still think people were like, damn, he lost at WrestleMania. I still think people are like, really?
Here's the thing, though. With what, because people have been booing Lesnar as well, and then tonight with
legit
him,
boos though, not like fantasy boos. Like
yeah,
that, like
they're tired of him holding the title, and so with him doing what he did to Heyman tonight on different occasions, especially at the end when he just face planted him with his palm and just bam. I don't know. Could this end up being just a Roman versus Brock match, no one else involved, to where are people really going to finally get on the side of Roman Reigns?
They wouldn't.
I don't know.
But are you implying that the only reason why Lesnar gets cheered is because of Heyman?
No.
So take away Heyman and then...
I'm saying people used to love Lesnar until he stopped showing up. Now he's actually getting legit boos. So by him doing what he did to Heyman, that could amplify the boos even more because people love Heyman.
They really do.
They'll start to turn towards Roman.
It's almost
away
like
from Heyman. I don't know. We saw it at WrestleMania. They definitely didn't pick a side in that match
at all.
Roman versus Lesnar. Nobody wanted to invest any of their energy into it.
But could it be? You remember the phrase "anyone but Roman"? Could that phrase be anyone but Brock right now, and that anyone is Roman?
It's quite possible.
I don't know. That's a real gamble.
Could you see Heyman going with Roman? Like would like this, and if so, would that do anything for you? Would that do anything for Roman? I
don't think Roman needs Heyman.
It couldn't hurt.
I mean, it could be one of those things where maybe Heyman sees the writing on the wall, like you just said, and maybe he's afraid for his job, and he doesn't think Lesnar is stable enough, and so maybe he does a turn at SummerSlam and actually helps out Roman.
That'd be different, though, right? At least because you say you've seen it before. That'd be a little different, though.
Can it
Heyman
turn
like jump ship?
Can it turn Lesnar into a pissed off babyface, or will he just continue to not show up enough? Because you have to show up enough.
No, he won't show up.
Yeah, I think once he loses the belt, he won't be around for maybe at least next Mania.
Right.
Without question.
He'll be in training. He's got a legitimate
Serious
contest coming up, and he wants to take it seriously.
Cormier is no joke.
We don't have a date yet.
Cormier was no joke.
There is no date. So
It might have to do with his title. Once he loses the title, they might set a date.
Although speaking of more so like from start to finish, I was more upset that Strowman didn't show up in any way or shape or form. The fact that they kind of tease Owens maybe stealing the briefcase, that's why maybe he couldn't cash it in at the end of the night. But the fact that Strowman didn't even show up.
Do you think that's just kind of like to hide things? You know what I mean? Just trying to keep that Money in the Bank out of sight, out of mind.
I mean, non-kayfabe,
like with
yeah, but I mean, the kayfabe, it doesn't make sense. The fact that Strowman's been saying every week, like, "Where's Brock? Where's Brock?" As soon as he shows up,
Right.
you know, and it's like he's ducking me. Well, guess what? He was in the arena. Where's Braun? Where's Braun?
and you're right. And also, they did not set a rule that he could not cash in the briefcase before SummerSlam. We're 20 days before. He very well could have just walked down to the ring, but it would have made things muddy for what they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's the problem with storytellers. There's issues there. So what do you think actually ends up happening here? Is Heyman going to patch things up before SummerSlam? Because, I mean, we've never quite seen this before between these two. We haven't seen Lesnar really...
We haven't seen it in like a decade.
It's been a while.
Right.
The
That's
last
true.
time it happened, Heyman backed Big Show, and Big Show was able to take the belt. So if Paul does end up backing Roman, we can almost expect history to repeat itself, and Roman gets the title that way.
Right. And, you know, we did talk about... You mentioned about how Roman got a strong reaction from the crowd tonight. We got to keep in mind here, Miami, different crowd than Barclays.
Slightly different.
Yeah, Miami's a lot more likely to cheer who they're supposed to cheer for and vice versa. Whereas Barclays, no.
I don't know, them New Yorkers, man.
Although if Paul does kind of back with Roman, are we saying that Roman turns heel? Because
Gonna have to.
But at the same time, I think that might make sense because there are a lot of baby faces on Raw, not that many heels on Raw.
True. Like I
So
said, I
he can
wouldn't
be-
mind it.
Recently, they've been making Roman look really desperate. Like he wants to get things going by any means necessary. So maybe he does actually take the belt. This is his heel
Because that's a money
turn.
program with Rollins. When Ambrose comes back, you know, there's a lot of things can go in their direction if Roman does turn heel.
It would be good to see Ambrose come back versus a heel Reigns. That would be a nice place to start. It's something familiar, but it's different enough. We can bring Ambrose back, sort of get him back involved right away.
With who, though?
Something hot. Ambrose and Reigns.
Yeah, he likes that look. But it would be different in the
It'd be
sense that
different enough.
Because
Roman would be,
even if Roman wins and he stays babyface, who's next? Drew McIntyre? I think he's a main event star, but I
Definitely.
don't think he's still in that, you know, Intercontinental title scene.
Still
Is he
on the
gonna
rise, yeah.
is he gonna turn on Dolph at some point? Then he's gonna become champion, you know?
True, man. I hope they don't waste that. Dude.
What would be the reasoning behind Ambrose going after Reigns, though? Is there anything...
Just a simple man, this isn't you kind of
Yeah.
scenario. What did you do? You brought in Paul Heyman? What did you do to
okay.
the dark side? I'm going to beat the good back into you.
I dig that. Okay, you're saying if Roman actually teamed up with Paul. Got it.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be something.
I'm cool.
I feel like something's brewing here because to have Brock do that with Paul Heyman, that's very out of the ordinary.
Yes.
So I feel like something strange is going to happen. Last week I was convinced we'd have a triple threat. Now I'm starting to wonder. I don't...
They wouldn't dare make that the main event of SummerSlam.
Or even if Roman,
It
I
is.
think there's a lot more things to do. If Roman was a heel, with or without Paul, you got Lashley, you got Strowman, you can have Strowman cash in and fail, and become Roman even a bigger heel. You know.
So what are you saying? You're saying they wouldn't dare make this the main event? I think it's absolutely going to be the main
You
event.
don't really think that?
I mean, you probably said the same thing for Mania.
No,
but
the thing is, I'm one of the, like, dude, when it comes to wrestling, man, like that, I'm cool with that kind of stuff. Like, I watch WrestleMania the same like I do every year. I was like,
Yeah.
cool. And I wouldn't troll that kind of match. And I was cool. Roman. That was the year I thought Roman should have won the title. You know what I mean? So
At
like
Mania this year?
Yeah, but he didn't. So I'm in that space where I'm like,
Apparently they called that in the moment.
yeah. The reason why I'm like they wouldn't dare is because of the reaction, man. That was brutal to watch,
mean,
man. It just wasn't fun for me.
If that's not the main event, what do you think? AJ
I was
and
just
Joe?
kind of going what you were saying though. You know, just the triple threat thing. I was kind of like leaning towards.
You thought Lashley was going to be involved.
Yeah. When Johnny presented that to me, like
Yeah.
triple threat, I was like, oh, that sounds.
I mean, I think Lesnar Roman would be actually be okay if it wasn't the main event. I think
I'm just worried about the fan reaction. That's all I care about because I don't mind watching that.
there's no reason why AJ and Joe can't main event.
Oh,
SummerSlam.
God, of course they could.
That'd be hot, man.
God.
That's what I'm saying.
dig that
Is
the most.
people would act, they would behave themselves more for Roman and Brock if they know they have AJ and Joe
See,
coming
you
up.
can say the same about Rollins and Ziggler, and look how the crowd
how
reacted to
that-
that.
man.
It's like we'll give you what you want. We're not going to put Roman and Lashley, and they still crapped on the main event.
Destroyed that. It's one of the most embarrassing things ever.
It
right
was.
there.
Pittsburgh, yeah, I was very
Me
disappointed.
as a
And you
Pennsylvania,
think
talking about
Brooklyn's
that,
going to be a
man.
lot better? I mean, especially if it's going to be a long show.
That's gonna be a
I
nice
still
4 hours.
think they're going to behave a lot better than if it was the main event.
I hope
Because
so.
when it's the final match, the fans are like, all right, let's just whatever. But if you know you have Joe and AJ coming up, you know this is not going to be the longest match of the night. And
I think that'd be good. That'd be cool if they did that.
yeah.
I mean, keeping my fingers crossed. I think pretty cool.
Oh, by the way, Brock Lesnar did beat up Kurt Angle. I think I mentioned that briefly, but we didn't really.
Well, I mean, it was so fast.
He took a nice bump though. A nice little bump.
I'm not a big fan of Angle as GM.
He slammed him on the microphone and everything inadvertently.
Kurt Angle.
I don't think
is-
Kurt's a fan of Kurt's.
Oh, hell no.
He is constantly just losing control.
Yeah.
Like he comes in every night going, okay, all right, this is going to be okay. And then things just slowly fall apart. And he just ends up holding his head and shaking and going, why? Why do I have this job? Why am I even here? Why did I agree to this?
But then he makes a decision though, and then like 70 calls him. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, let me just.
Fine, whatever, man. I don't care anymore.
It's like
I
it's
love
like
it.
yeah. It's
Stephanie
like,
is the definition of micromanaging. It's fantastic.
It's like Bailey, Sasha have a conflict, send him to anger management. Oh, Strowman beats up Kevin Owens in a porta potty, steel cage match. Like,
Yeah. He's first thing on the top of his head, you know?
Yeah, I mean, do you think there's any? I don't know. I'm very interested to see what this is gonna be for Lesnar because he beats up Kurt. There's you'd like to think story-wise there's gonna be a reason for it, or maybe there's no reason.
Yeah,
for it.
hopefully Kurt comes out like, hold on, you know what? That's enough.
You're suspended until.
No, don't spitball in here, man.
Yeah.
I don't know anything, man. So,
We do not.
2.5 weeks with the SummerSlam, I know nothing.
All we know is that SummerSlam is going to begin at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yeah, and I need New York to get that back, man. Bring it back to LA, man, where I'm at. I just need,
be nice.
I need y'all just to get that back. I'm done with y'all.
I think this is the last year they're going to be in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
good. Bring them back to Staples.
really?
They're not going to have Brooklyn and then go back to New York for Mania and then back to Brooklyn for SummerSlam. That's not fair.
Come on back to
That
Staples.
is just not fair. But I don't think they're going to come back to
I'm
Staples
about
next year.
20 minutes from there. Let's bring it on back to Staples. Can I get that on your birthday? Can I steal your birthday wish?
I mean, we could wait a couple hours till it is my birthday, and then I'll put
Although
out
I do think at some point they're going to go to Vegas
That's cool. That'd be a cool venue, though.
Thomas and Mack.
or the T-Mobile.
T-Mobile is a nice spot, though.
How big is it?
It's big enough.
Bigger than Thomas and Mack.
It's nice, though, too. Seen the boxing matchup in there.
I think that'd be great. I mean, hell, it does well for boxing and UFC. Why not do a massive event there?
I'm close to that spot,
WrestleMania in
too.
Vegas.
What's up?
WrestleMania in Vegas, you got to be careful. I mean, half that roster could be in trouble.
I think SummerSlam will be in Vegas. That whole weekend
Vegas is
in
the problem, man.
Vegas.
Good point.
Shout out to Vegas.
So Ronda Rousey's back, and well, she took a licking from Alicia Fox and Alexa. Alicia Fox has become the big show of the female division.
She be wrecking people, don't you know?
You don't know what she's going to be one week to the next, who she's going to team up with, who she's going to be friends with. It's just like, wait, what happened? Okay, Alicia, you're going to do this now. And that's what I love about her.
That's true to her. That's 100% her to
She's
a T.
all over the place.
She's just wild. She's crazy.
I got a question for you, Hobo. You were well versed in wrestling.
Yeah.
What the hell is that move that Ronda keeps doing to people?
Which one?
The move she does.
It
Is it the
looks
one
like
that
it's going
starts
to
with
be.
the fireman's
What
carry?
the
into
hell is that?
It looks like it's going to be a Samoan drop.
It's a
Yeah.
twisting Samoan.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all it is, really.
It looks
Why?
like
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
That would hurt me.
it almost looks like a mix of a Samoan drop and a belly to back,
don't know
and then
why
it's just
I
kind of
don't-
like
I don't know why I don't like it. It's something that
really.
it's like a bitter taste in my mouth when she
I
does
don't
it.
know. Trust me, that would be hard to kick out of because all of the
Oh
impacts.
no, I'm sure it
all
would.
the
If you
impacts
put
on
me
your
in that
lower
move,
back.
I'd be done. I just don't like the way she does it. That's my thing. The move itself.
I'll tell you,
I ain't kicking out.
Here's something I don't like about that move in particular. There's a twist that her knee does that I don't like.
Yeah,
that if
something-
it goes wrong,
Yeah.
it'll go real
That's
wrong.
right, there's something-
But past that, if she's able to get a little pop with it, a little hop with it, she could actually make it really impactful without the
Right.
effect on her knee.
I need to pop.
It's her left knee.
And
It's the pivot on her left knee.
she's getting some great training, obviously, out
Yes.
from who's
I
training
need the
her.
pop and the hop that Hobo's talking about. That's what I need.
Well, that's the thing. Is he's absolutely right. Is the torque that you put on the knee? It could be very, very, especially over time. She's not doing it a lot, but it's one of those things where you could actually injure your MCL or your meniscus if you twist the wrong way with your foot's planted.
Ron, I'm worried about you, girl. This is all this is about, man. I'm worried about your health and well-being.
But loved her segment afterwards talking to Angle. On point,
Yeah.
fast. It meant something. She meant it. Like she
belongs here, brother.
she's improving exponentially.
Yeah, no, she's good, and she's good in ring, and you can kind of let the other stuff go if she's really good in ring, but she's getting better on the mic. And that's all we want to see.
Yeah.
Really, it's just a little bit forward progress. That's it.
You
Little
can
bit at a
tell
time.
she is really working on her personality and her character and her mic.
Oh yeah, come on. She's excelled at everything she's done, especially like sports wise. She's gonna do the best she can. You know what I mean? I just think a lot of people harsh on her because she came out like, what about the women below her that's been here forever?
Eric Clark says it's Ryback's old move.
No,
the shell shock.
No, it's not the shell shock at all.
Shell shock.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what.
No,
the shell
it's
shock
not.
was.
He marches around for a couple seconds.
Well, he
and then-
also he hits it straight forward. There was no twist with it. Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, wasn't the shell shock essentially kind of a Samoan drop in a way?
In a way,
Kind of.
In a way, it was.
Yeah, he had a little march action going on.
There you go.
A little lock and
He just,
The setup was a little bit different.
boy, Ryback's having a good time these days. Did you see that commercial he
I'm
made?
watching him, man.
Yeah,
He clotheslined the girl in the pool.
and she turned into a whole new girl.
Yeah, what is it? Supplement commercial? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Did any of you guys
I think
ever-
I think it's a comedy supplement, not a real,
Because he has his own thing.
which scares me. But
Did you guys
okay.
any guys like Ryback? Did y'all have a problem at all?
I liked
never had a
Ryback.
problem with it.
I thought his match. I thought it like right before he left. His match with Kalisto was insane.
Really good.
Yeah, yes, that was good.
I was just curious.
I mean, I admire the fact that he's definitely his own man. He thinks for himself, and he's not afraid to say his opinion on things.
There's something to be said about that.
Absolutely.
Controversy creates cash.
I know-
and Ryback creates cash.
I know they announced Ronda Rousey versus Alicia Fox for next week. Just kind of being around wrestling. I know sometimes you kind of want to protect the other person, and sometimes something an accidents do happen. I wouldn't be surprised after the whole schmoz with her Alicia Fox and Travis Brown. Remember that little
Who's
YouTube?
that?
I have no idea.
Travis Brown, Ronda Rousey's husband. Where
the
Alicia Fox was like telling off Travis Brown.
She got in trouble about that in the back.
Oh, that was actually something.
I think it was Mania weekend.
Yes.
Like it was like a tiny clip of like Alicia Fox like
Yes.
like you rude or blah 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 blah
was
to
it
Travis
for?
Brown.
And they said they put like Alicia like in the doghouse for doing that. That's interesting.
Was it her that was causing an issue, or it was Travis Brown or Bronda?
Well, it was Alicia
Alicia
Fox
Fox.
like talking.
Yeah,
Like, the
WrestleMania.
short was the clip was short. She couldn't really see like everything, but all it really was showcased was Alicia Fox kind of talking to
Alicia
Travis
Fox
Brown.
wasn't even cleared to wrestle during WrestleMania.
No.
She wasn't clear.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I remember that Rhonda and her husband they were both in front of me at security at the airport that weekend. But it was like 5 a.m. and I was half asleep. I totally forgot until you just mentioned it.
I was on a similar flight and everybody got
But do you think-
distracted with all the wrestlers running through. I
I'm sure.
I just want to go back to my world.
Yeah. Yep. True that.
That's what many weekends.
So yes, I'm looking forward to that match at SummerSlam with Ronda and Alexa. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coward versus whatever you want to call her, the Predator, I guess. I don't know.
Fair.
Okay.
Revival. They defeat the Eater of Worlds.
In a slump, Johnny boy.
No one saw this coming.
Slump.
So, B Team on commentary, pure fire, so good. What do you think? Does this lead to Evan T. Mac a triple threat at SummerSlam? Because we got Revival with a big win seemingly out of nowhere. We got Eater of Worlds, technically still #1 contenders. Or is the Bar going to be doing something as well? Who knows?
Oh wow. Damn, you just threw the monkey wrench.
Bar
out.
just showed up last week.
Well, the bar's on SmackDown though.
Wait, aren't they on SmackDown?
Yeah, you just don't know because they haven't been there forever.
That is right. That is right. They did go to SmackDown.
Wait, I thought they just showed up on TV last week. Was
On
that
SmackDown.
SmackDown. You're right.
Forget I said this.
Slipping in his old age, y'all.
Man, see this birthday.
And that birthday's real. But like, no. No. Like, I wouldn't mind. Because I hope that things are kind of blown over with the Revival and they're kind of been in that little Vince McMahon doghouse, that infamous place you don't want to be, that that dark place where no one gets out. You know what I mean? So
You got to watch the handshake.
Yeah, you know, and I'm all about the Revival getting a little bit of a push.
Sure.
Revival
Why not,
been
dude?
in
I
a
love
really
them.
prominent position
I love them, dude.
coming up to this. The matches that they had against Roman and Lashley were, I think, pivotal in where they are right now. And them getting a win over the former tag team champions right before the rematch is about to take place is a huge statement. And the fact that they were able to hit their finisher on the largest member of all of those groups is an absolute statement that we cannot be stopped. Size does not matter.
hope so, man.
We are the technicians, and we can pull this
I
off.
love them.
And it's great because, let's be honest, Raw is rather predictable at times. And it's nice to see a team that maybe hasn't had a lot of success recently. They've had a bunch of injuries. All of a sudden, boom, they put it all together. They win a match. To me, that's it's very much like sports. You just never quite know. That's why they play the games. That's why they wrestle the matches. And so, yeah, great news.
I wasn't paying too much attention to this match. I assumed the Revival were going to take the L tonight.
Yep.
They pulled off the W, and I sort of sat back and went, oh, what did I just miss?
I was standing next to you, and we were both like, huh?
Well, huh?
Pleasantly
I don't think it's going to be a triple threat just because the Eater of Worlds lost clean to them at was it Extreme Rules, and then they lost clean again like the following week, just last week. And so I don't know. I kind of feel like they're out of the picture. I feel like we're going to see like a straight up
But
Revival
they
versus
haven't had
T
their
team.
rematch yet. have
They had it last week.
Did
Yeah,
they?
they did. So they're gonna fall. You mean they're just gonna fall by the wayside and then
Maybe, yeah.
Revival's
I mean,
like, that makes sense. 'Cause
I don't know,
yeah,
again, maybe I'd like to see triple threat just because I like to see a lot of people involved. And triple threat matches, I think, are kind of a lost art. Like if done correctly, they can be brilliant.
Amazing.
They can be
Yeah.
amazing, even without a ladder.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Well, while we're on the tag team division here, how about Apollo Cruz getting a big W over Akam of all people? AOP, I think that has to be their first loss
I suppose, brother.
since showing up.
Man, it's like
Well, I mean, it was a singular loss. It was not a tag team loss,
Sure.
so you can kind of count it as a fluke. It was a heck of a showing for Akam. Akam, the shorter of the duo, but still with those amateur wrestling moves, made Apollo Cruz look like a lightweight. Just grabbed him, throwing him around like he didn't care.
what in your opinion, Hobo, what do you think they got rid of their advocate though, their manager?
What are you talking about? Oh, I think that's more of a Hellering
Give me
decision.
Why they do
No,
that? What?
that's just them. They are really keen on not having managers. In case you haven't noticed,
But damn,
there's
they need
one
one, though.
manager, and he may not even be working anymore. So they do not like managers. They don't like that role.
I just assume that
television.
Ellering's age,
That's a
obviously, I don't
lost
think
art,
he...
man.
See, I
assume
thought
it-
Ellering was quoted as saying, "I have no problem with going on the road. I'll go on the road whenever they want me to. This is not about that. I was asked to step away."
I would
Okay.
have thought.
That's
I would have thought the complete opposite.
Me too.
That
That's,
like the NXT schedule would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And now
that's a lost art to me, man. Managers though, man, a great
Absolutely.
that put
And I don't
Swagger over the
understand-
top. Was like Zeb Cole, man. He
like
was
even
on
look at
fire.
Cien Almas and how much his career has improved since
Yeah.
Zelina Vega got involved.
Man, when they dumped him, I was like, wait, you guys?
Look, as great as look, everyone knows how great Almas is in the ring.
He's a bad boy, man.
Without Zelina Vega,
100%.
he might not even be with the company.
100%. That's it's a lost art, brother.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, that was a thing, though.
Hopefully they
man.
bring it back because everybody's probably thought women's wrestling was a lost art, a couple years ago, and look where it is now. So I'm hoping,
Just give me a couple managers, man. Just a couple.
I mean, you have you had Lana at one point, but Heyman never gets involved in matches. I agree. I think managers, or whatever you want to call them, can add so much to wrestling in general, whether it be helping with a promo or doing something on commentary or whatever you do at ringside. And there's plenty of talented people out there that can pull off.
Like, you remember when Zeb would come out, man. He instant reaction, though,
mean,
before he even opened his mouth.
Yeah, I don't even think of, when I think of the greatest of all time, Zeb's way down on the list. Now,
Yeah, no, but I'm just bringing it because most recently.
now Dutch Mantel, yes, but Zeb is just another subsidiary of Dutch Mantel.
Yeah. But right now, how the devices of the country is right now, he'd be perfect right now. He'd be perfect right now.
He might start a riot. I don't think we need that.
Yeah.
Get that old school heat.
I love it, though.
Grandmother's trying to stab you. Let's not. I don't think we need that in wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling has become that departure.
But
where
everyone's
people
like, we
can
want
go,
that.
I'm going to forget my problems. I'm going to go watch wrestling. I don't think people are into the divisiveness that is in this
I agree,
country in
but
their wrestling.
I
career.
agree with you. I agree.
Just to counter the point, now this is a long time ago, but when Sergeant Slaughter Slaughter sided with Iraq.
Yeah,
oh,
it was
boy.
That was for
unbelievable.
real. But it was a different time in the country.
It was a different time.
Because everybody was united
Right.
against Sergeant Slaughter.
Yes.
There isn't that moment where people start looking at each other like, you like him? I'm going to kick your ass. You don't want the people in the stands fighting each other.
No.
You want everybody in the stands wanting to kick that guy's ass.
Exactly. And no one wear red hats with white lettering.
All fair
It's going
points.
to cause an issue. But it's nice to see Apollo Crews get a win. Man, he is fun. When he's by himself in singles matches, you almost forget how fun Apollo Crews is to watch.
Until you put that mic next to him.
Well,
Oh, Johnny, don't be you're being way too nice tonight. Well,
He's gotten a lot better, I'd say. I would say he's better than Bobby Lashley,
That's-
who they could almost twin.
that is true. I'm sorry, man. Man, there's like 5 black wrestlers, man. There's 5. I counted. There's 5 black wrestlers in WWE. 5. And like,
Where's Sean Benjamin, by the way?
listen, man,
He's
see what I'm saying?
backstage.
There's
Don't
5
worry
of them,
about
and when they're poop on the microphone, man, I get the chill up my spine, man. But at the same time, I don't want them dancing the jig like the New Day. But bruh.
here's the thing.
Bruh, I don't care how good the
honestly,
athletes are, because there's a lot of good athletes.
call me crazy. I think if they would, now I don't know how this would happen. It would have to be a drastic change. I think if he was no longer the name Apollo Crews and he was able to go back to Uhaa Nation, I seriously think he would have a massive switch in confidence and swagger behind the microphone.
Because he has all the tools.
Yes. I just think
Except when
Apollo
he speaks.
Crews, it's almost like a manufactured.
Apollo created and Terry Crews.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That's so true.
And,
It's like Evan just realized that. Like, oh wait, that is his name.
and
That
I
did come from them.
And I understand people have to change names, but like, are you going to come up with a better name than Uhaa Nation? You're not gonna. It's a great name.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, I'm not, listen, I ain't trying to fire shots at the old Apollo Crews, man. So we got 5 black wrestlers, man. I'm pulling for them all.
There's 6.
There's at least a couple halfsies in there, maybe.
Y'all know I'm being facetious right now, but
6.5.
is-
Jason Jordan.
I'm being facetious, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's light. It's light. And I listen, you don't have to be
Well-
singing and dancing and pop locking to get my attention.
Well,
I just need
here's
to
a
be
guy that doesn't
something.
do that, and we're a little confused. What happened Lashley tonight with Elias? What was that all about?
It's another guy. Like,
What are they
what's
doing
that?
with Lashley,
I
dude?
don't know,
Like,
man.
Dude, the thing with Roman, I thought we're all right. We're getting
Oh, that
somewhere.
was
He may have lost,
awesome.
but okay. Then tonight we're singing. What was it?
Rockin'
Rockin' Robin.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm listen.
Yeah.
Oh no, man. Listen, when these brothers get in this WWE ring, I don't know what happens sometimes, man. I'm sorry. I've been watching it my whole life.
I mean, are we getting a Lashley Elias?
It looks like we're going down that road for SummerSlam.
I can't see that being a SummerSlam match. The card
Really?
between both brands. I mean,
Pre-show.
There's 50. Oh, damn.
how many
no
matches?
way.
How many matches you gonna have?
But they're not going to put Lashley on the pre-show.
Why not?
Oh, hell
Give
no.
me a reason why not.
I'm trying to listen. I'm in a good mood tonight, hobo. Listen, I don't want Black Twitter coming after me, man. But listen,
First off, I'd love that. I'd love to see that. I want to get in with Black Twitter. 'Cause it's way better than regular
it's a
Twitter.
deep, it's a dark place. No
So
pun
fun.
intended. It's hard to get out,
It's
man.
so
Once you go
fun.
down that rabbit hole,
It's great though.
No, they would not put him on the pre-show, would they?
Why not?
Well, if he's not part of the main event, well, no, I want to say main event. If he's not part of the Lesnar Roman situation, this whole thing with Elias started tonight. 20 days. Don't you want SummerSlam to have matches that have been building up?
Of course, I'm always about the build. You talk about that make you wait, that feeling of anticipation. Some things feel rushed.
It sure looks like tonight Lashley has no interest in trying to get in that title match.
Lashley Lesnar, I think, was the right ticket.
Yeah.
I don't know why they changed the direction it seemed to be going. We're not there anymore, and now it's not what I want.
I gotta believe that the reason is there's got to be something behind it, because the stuff that happened tonight with Lesnar and Heyman and then F5ing Angle, I feel like there has to be a reason behind it. I don't think it was just to get a rise out of people.
Would it be crazy if Heyman backed Bobby Lashley?
That'd be awesome, actually. Because Lashley needs it, to be honest with
Like
you.
out of nowhere?
I think Lashley would need Heyman more than Roman needs Heyman.
Like he just literally just goes, you know what, this is enough, and then next thing you know, he like pops out with Lashley. What would that
Lashley
change?
wasn't even involved in any of this.
I know, but like I'm
He's out.
Hold on, I'm trying here.
I know. But
I'm trying to book this SummerSlam, brother.
You're trying to tie two ends of a string, and there's just not enough string to tie it.
It's like trying to get a red vine and a Twizzler to work together. It's not gonna happen.
All you people that like them red vines, shame on you, man.
What?
See,
Red
You like
vines?
Twizzlers over red vines?
there's only one
Yes.
clear option.
How
here.
is that all?
Red vines are gross.
Because with all due respect, George, like there's one you can chew and there's one you have to legitimately put in overtime work.
What do you mean?
to just eat.
Can you use a Twizzler as a straw?
Yes.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yes.
No, you can't. Don't even try. I play neutral, but that's BS.
Wait a minute. Though. You telling me your sales point? That's all that got you? A straw? I get a damn straw.
You can have a cherry Coke and not even have to pay
Yeah.
for a cherry
Johnny,
Coke.
this is
You just
actually
pay for
arguing
the
right
Coke.
now.
Eating red vines is like when someone offers you a shot of tequila and you know you can't say no, but you're
Yes.
like, yeah.
But
It's
I
a
mean,
free shot.
obviously,
Yeah.
if you're gonna leave the lid open, yeah, they might get a little stale. But you gotta eat them all fresh.
Yo, chat roll,
You know,
I need
from
y'all
the
to
pla-
break this.
fresh
This
from
is
the
ridiculous.
plastic.
This is ridiculous. There's no comparison between red vine and Twizzlers. This is a joke.
By the way, here's a great comment from Tina Keys on me talking about Black Twitter. He goes, "Look at Johnny trying to get an invite to the cookout." That's my birthday wish. Come
Man,
on,
bring him in the blacks.
bring me in. Bring me in, baby.
Man,
Don't put no raisins in the potato salad. You get this in mind right away.
that is like a no.
No.
Oh
But yeah,
my God.
I mean, I can't believe people actually choose red vines. We had a
This
long
is breaking
argument
my heart right now.
over. I don't know how anyone chooses red vines over Twizzlers. It's baffling.
Heard it's an East Coast, West Coast thing. That's all it really
Is it
breaks
right?
down
It's
to.
the
That's
Taco
what
Bell
I
Del
hear.
Taco.
That
argument.
is true. Oh,
Oh, you
yeah.
guys
that's
are both from the East
Yeah,
Coast?
from
Okay, makes
Pennsylvania.
sense. All right, makes sense. Next
Ooh,
topic.
That's very condescending. Makes sense.
It really was, though. See, that's the In-N-Out thing. You're like the greatest burgers in the universe.
Nah, I'll go to
I'm like Five Guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Twizzlers, Taco Bell, Five Guys, Pennsylvania.
Taco Bell is
That's
pretty
the end
universal.
of the round where you talk about things that aren't wrestling. Let's get back to talking about
Hey,
wrestling
guess
now.
what, Tony?
Anything's about wrestling.
Did you watch Raw? There wasn't a lot.
I bet there was some wrestling going on.
Not really.
Taco Bell's pretty universal.
We're
so.
almost done.
You can't
Anybody
even
say
Taco Bell
Braun
because Taco Bell's
Strowman
awesome.
yet?
We have one
I
more.
did say Braun Strowman. The fact that he didn't even cash in when he had the opportunity against Brock.
We did talk about Braun Strowman tonight. Well, he did destroy Samuel Singh, which was lovely.
Then he lost by count out to Jinder Mahal.
But yeah, I didn't even think about that. Kevin Owens, yes, he has that match at SummerSlam. If you're Braun, don't you just try to cash in before? They didn't mention there was a rule like, nah, you can't cash in.
Coachman said something and he goes, he might very well cash in.
Right.
Coachman mentioned that really quickly.
Oh, Alicia, our darling, thank
did.
you. I'm invited to the cookout. Love you, girl. Yeah, you're right, though. Why are we not explaining? Why are we not explaining why Strowman just doesn't cash in? You're right. He should have said something to Lesnar tonight.
I mean, I thought they were going that when like Owens was leaving with the briefcase. Okay, that's going to explain why he's not going to cash in at the end of the night. But then he got the briefcase back. I feel like maybe he wasn't supposed to get that briefcase back. Now that I think about it.
Well, yeah, and maybe the wrong women's tag team won tonight too. We don't know.
You know what it is? I think the Lesnar, the Strowman thing, it just goes to show you how quickly ideas change. I think from the night he said that, whenever it was a month ago, saying, when he shows up, I'm cashing in.
Yeah,
I just think plans have changed.
just like that.
That is how it goes.
They change
That's
weekly.
just wrestling.
It's wrestling. It doesn't matter how it's at the highest level of the game. When it comes down to it, it's still wrestling.
Television is television. Week in, week out, wherever you go, it's always the same.
Things change. Last thing here, Finn Balor and Corbin, fantastic.
Match of the night, easily.
Easily.
Longest match of the night, best match of the night.
Awesome.
Just killer.
It really was. And Finn Balor, everyone knows how great he is, but I'm going to say it again. Baron Corbin, you can hate him all you want. That means he's doing his job.
Absolutely.
He wants you to hate him. Do him
Oh,
a favor.
absolutely.
Hate his ass.
I cannot say enough good things. And then the shot that he took from Roman Reigns, he just had that smug smile on his face as Roman's about to leave. And just first off, nice right hand from Roman.
Oh, it was nice.
I think Roman's got the best right in the business.
That was a nice
Good.
right.
It's pretty good.
You know what it is? It reminds me a little bit of The Rock's right hands. Like
Oh,
there's a
Dwayne.
lot of just force and theatrics behind it.
Oh,
Although
Dwayne Johnson.
yeah, so Hobo, take us, Robert, take us through that match because man,
It's awesome.
I mean, it was a lot of speed and power. The one thing that Corbin has on his side is he's really quick. Like for some reason,
Really?
he's very lean. His body is sort of he's just like a stallion. He
That big
gets
boy
in
can
there and he
move, man.
runs and he moves and he did that boss man lariat around the post and back into the ring, hits that beautiful lariat.
yes, when he jumped right back, dude, it was all in one fluid motion, and
Yeah.
that's going back to being an offensive offensive lineman when you have to constantly move.
That deep six is nasty too, man.
Oh, he just kept
that move is
spinning and
nasty.
spinning it all the way down. But
man.
Balor is such a warrior. He's so battle tested. When he is in that ring, when he comes to the ring and on Twitter, he's like, "Oh, this guy just wants to have fun." And then you see him in there, and he hits you as hard as he can. He puts all of his energy and his body weight into it because that's the only option he has. He's maybe 180 pounds of solid muscle,
Absolutely.
so he has to throw his entire body into things, and he does. He hit a drop kick on the outside to Corbin, knocked him almost into the third row.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better missile drop kick
Yeah, Fergal, man.
anywhere.
Yeah, no, Balor is legit.
Big old ball of muscle.
And he may not have gotten the victory tonight, but those two put on a hell of a match.
Yes.
Just an
Definitely better than their Extreme
classic.
Rules match. Way better than Extreme Rules match.
Agreed. Now, a lot of people in chat roll are livid at what's happening to Finn Balor in WWE right now. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
Finn Balor is exactly where Finn Balor wants to be. If he didn't want to be in WWE, he could be anywhere else on the
You
planet.
better believe it.
Sure.
Or are they saying like he should be in the main event scene, or
That's the common consensus that I'm getting is yes, he should be.
He should be.
First Universal Champion, though.
Absolutely.
Can't
Can't
take
take
it.
it away from him.
To be honest, the injury it kind of derailed things in more ways.
Of course
than
it. Oh, of course it did. That's one.
But I mean, the guy's on TV every week. I mean,
And plus, listen, his social media presence, the things he's trying to do outside of the ring, like those people don't understand that he's still a regular guy, though. You know, wrestling is wrestling, but there's different things he wants to do. This guy has earned his stripes all around the world. Like you said, he can be anywhere he wanted to be. Any promotion would pick this dude up. He'd be a free agent for 13 seconds.
You got to remember too, when it comes down to it, it's more about the moments than it is the titles. Yes, titles are great, but when it comes down to it,
Great matches.
Yeah,
you
great
can hear-
matches,
yeah.
great moments. And Finn Balor, I've met him a few times, but I know from people that I know, they say he's the most genuinely nice human being you could ever meet in wrestling. So I think you're right. I think he's completely content with
and
where
plus,
he
like
is.
I say this before all the time, is what's the rush?
Yeah.
Like, what's the rush? Okay, so he's
Plenty
not
of
in the
time.
main event scene. Okay, like
George is always a rush. 2018.
that's
Everyone's
right.
pissed off.
That's right. That's true.
better
My bad.
believe
I'm
You
sorry.
can't just sit back and chill.
Because it ain't like he ain't getting out of shape anytime soon. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. This dude's fine.
Yeah.
Workhorse, man.
But yeah, great match. And then that pretty much covers everything. Rollins and McIntyre DQ. Seemed like everything was in fast forward. And then Ziggler got involved with his cool outfit. So.
I'm curious if that's
Straighten his hair.
I'm
Yeah.
curious if that's gonna like lead into like
wait.
Ambrose coming back.
That?
I mean, is he like close to being back?
I don't know. I was waiting for Ambrose to show up last week, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really am not sure.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the show. Really good group tonight. This was a lot of
Yeah, I
fun.
learned a lot from you guys.
I learned a whole lot from you.
Yeah, Twizzlers.
I'm just saying Taco Bell's pretty universal, so you can't claim that.
No, it is nationwide, but Del Taco's not an East Coast thing.
All right.
No, there's not one over
I'm
there.
not a Del Taco at all.
Well, George, put yourself over.
Twitter, Instagram, G Hermosa, GHERMOZA, Wrestling Pro Wrestling. It's the day before SummerSlam. I know that, and I think it is in Burbank. It's not at the same place. It's like more
we
toward
moved?
Costco.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian didn't say anything.
Yeah, it's Saturday. You can watch it on Twitch, but I think you can watch it the next day.
Yeah,
You'll
the 18th.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Oh, did they? Okay, I'll talk to you off air. Follow me on Baines Destroy on Twitter and Instagram. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Championship Wrestling from Arizona, Wrestling Pro Wrestling, Alpha Omega Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling,
Yeah.
New Japan Pro Wrestling,
NXT.
NXT, and yeah, watch NXT.
Can't wait to see it. Gonna watch it 19 times.
Hey, shout out to Bosa,
Evan Mack.
Zeno Hour, Haywood Wong, Diamond Banks, Jay Will, Johan Pena, my man. What up, boy? Evan T. Mack, Instagram and Twitter. Holla at your boy. I got 500 followers. I'm like 501, 502.
We'll get you. We'll get you. At Jay Quasto, Philadelphia, August 16th. I'll be doing a show right in the city in South Philly. If you're anywhere near Philly, hit me up. I'll tell you how to get tickets. A bunch of cool wrestling stuff the end of August. August 24th, Blackcraft Wrestling. Go to their website, blackcraftwrestling.com. An iPay-per-view, I'll be calling that. It's the first one they've ever done. It's going to be amazing. From Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Grand Hall. August 26th, Championship Wrestling's Red Carpet Rumble, our biggest event of the year. It's going to be amazing. And then the very next day, I am officially going back to Pakistan for Pro Wrestling Entertainment to do a whole bunch of television stuff over there. I don't have any details, but if you're living in Pakistan, come see us, which you might be. Other than that,
I need
guys.
tickets to all them events. What's up,
Yeah,
man?
and Tony B. Tone in the booth.
Tony, DJ Tony, what up?
And TK Trinidad, find her at TK Trinidad. She is on assignment tonight. She couldn't quite make it in. She's a very busy lady. But make sure you follow her. Tell her that you missed her. Thanks, guys, for watching.
From
Thanks for
executive
listening.
producers
See you next
Maria
week.
Menounos,
Bye.
Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.